Do we have time to do these albums?
I think we should at least try to knock out 2 right quick. What you think? Okay, so I
Let's try.
want to at least get the. How about this? Let's do the Game and Big Hit album since we both listened to it. But let's finish up the 21 album because I feel like we need to go back over and make sure we're still in line. Have you listened to the
Well,
21 again?
I've been spending my time on Insano and the Game and Big Hit.
Well, we already rated the 21. We just didn't go over the hooks and the song structure.
Yeah.
What did you think about the hooks on the 21?
Nothing really stood out like that. I mean, they were cool. It was kind of more of the same. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. So, what were your
I was
thoughts?
thinking I thought it was like a 6 out of 10 on the hooks.
I feel like we're grading 21 very hard, and I'm fine with that. But I
No.
just want to
How
put
about
that.
this, Mike? I think where we need to change. So let's go over our 21 ratings.
Okay,
We gave him an 8 out of 10. We gave him an 8 out of 10 on production. You okay with that
I'm
still?
okay with that still. I think that's the shining moments of the album.
We gave him a 5.5 for lyrics. Is that too low?
6.
I was about to say I'm willing to go up a point or a half a point depending on how you're feeling.
Yeah,
Because even though we didn't think lyrically it's great, he did show more depth as an artist than we've ever seen.
he did. Got to give credit. You know what? I'll go 6.5 for that.
Okay, I'm
We'll go
cool
up
with
a
that because
whole point.
that was more what I was thinking too.
Okay.
Mike, now content is where we hurt him the most. We gave him a 3, and I think we need to move the content up to a 5 or a 6.
I was gonna say 5.
I'm cool with the 5.
Because even though there is some, he's touching on some things that we haven't heard him speak on before, it's still a lot of more of the same when it comes to the gun talk.
Right.
Not a complete 3, but I wouldn't sit here and say it's like a 8 or anything.
Now, what are we giving his flow and delivery, Mike?
The flow and delivery doesn't really change up too much, but I can give him points for consistency, and we know what you're gonna get when you get this artist, or when you hear this artist. Excuse me. One thing I will give 21 Savage: his flow and his delivery is perfect for screwed and chopped music. So when they do the screwed and chopped versions of shit with his shit, it works. So flow and delivery, I'm willing to go 6 because he's consistent with it. Might not give you a whole bunch of different flows and deliveries and all that, but the flow that he's on is good for him and it works.
That's why I was thinking 7, Mike. So can we meet in the middle at 6.5?
That's fine. And he's being graded this difficultly, or I'm sorry, this harshly, if you will.
Harshly.
He's being rated this harshly because, I mean, it's the beginning of the year. We're trying to set a tone with these new ratings, and we can't go out there just giving away ratings at this point, especially at this juncture. Because what's going to happen when somebody comes out here with a crazy flow and versatility, it's like, okay, well, an 8 is no longer an 8. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I told you, Mike, we need to get tougher. We need to stop.
Yeah,
We handed out too many 4s, 4.25s, and 4.5s. I don't
I
like
agree.
it. We giving people an actual grade now.
We got to be harsh, man.
Um,
Because if we're harsh, then the great ones will really shine through.
Standards, Mike. We need to reinstitute our standards. Impact.
Impact's hard to really gauge right now, but I feel like how long has it been? Maybe about 3 weeks now since the album came out.
Right.
We live in a time now where albums make a big splash that first week and kind of simmer down a bit. So Impact is kind of tough to gauge, but he just did Shannon Sharp. The run is
Well,
still
here's what
going.
I'll tell you, Mike. Our counterparts at the Rap Roundtable who are from New York called him the King of Atlanta. That means his impact is pretty high.
Okay.
And so I think we need to rate the impact of the album and the artist when we're doing this. And so I'm willing to give him somewhere between a 7 to a 9. But where are we going to land with that impact? Because I
I'm
already
okay
feel like,
with
well,
I'm
What
okay with
what?
8.
Okay, I thought to say because I don't also hear what record are people running around here playing off the album right
Exactly.
now.
Because I feel like if we go 9, I'm sorry, I'm charging up my headphones. I feel like if we go 9, then what happens when somebody like Benny or J. Cole drops some shit that's all over the place? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well,
Right.
that can't be a 10 and the 21 was a 9. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, we can't
Right.
really name the records that people are just playing like that. And I don't know if in 2024 we're actually going to have somebody release an album where, you know how it used to be, where you be out and you hear everybody bumping the same shit out of different cars. I don't know if we're going to get that anymore, but it's possible. It could happen.
The last time I saw that happen down here is when Gunna released DS Forever. And
Mm,
everywhere I went on the east side, somebody was playing a different record off there.
mm.
So yeah.
I remember that.
Sequencing.
I think that's where the project suffers.
Me too.
So, 5 on that.
Okay.
Andrew Williams with the
Hooks.
super chat says on the Olympics in '08, everybody included LeBron deferred. Excuse me. Everybody, including LeBron, deferred to Kobe because LeBron was scared to shoot. Hooks. You said Hooks?
Yep. I think the hooks are just above average on here.
Nothing
And so I'll
stands
give it
out.
a 6. I'll
Okay,
give it a 6. You cool with 6?
I'm cool with 6.
Song structure. Now I feel like the song structures are strong.
I think so too. I think that's probably one of the strongest. That and the production are the strongest parts of the album. I can give that an 8, along with the
Okay.
production.
So production, impact, and song structure got 8s. Content and sequencing got a 5. Lyrics and flow and delivery got a 6.5, and hooks got a 6.
Okay.
Do you wanna do a game right quick or do a Cudi right quick?
Let's do the game Big Hit.
Okay.
I think Game is probably the most underrated MC of all time. He sounds incredible on this album. I think Big Hit, I love what he brings to the table too. And I'm not just saying that. I know that y'all know that we have some level of a relationship with people over there, and they cool people. Shout out to Hit Boy. But I enjoyed
Mike,
the project, man. Like I really did. I listened to it multiple times. And I think Big Hit, if anything, he has personality, man. Like, and
he
it's raw.
does.
And that song where the bars went viral, where he was talking about I bang on this and bang, like that song is hard.
It is. The song is actually dope.
And then Game
It's
came
true.
in and cleaned it up at the end too. Like,
And I think he was just supposed to come and do that, Mike, and they ended up making a whole damn project based on that.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't
He was
even
just
know
supposed to,
that part.
like this wasn't supposed to happen, Mike. He was just supposed to come in and clean up that verse and play
Mm.
cleanup batter on the bang. Yeah. That was
And
it.
Game sounds great on this album, man. It makes me want to hear more Game. And I know we said that when the album originally came out, and I still feel the same way. Because it dropped what? New Year's Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Game just sounds, man, he sounds so seasoned, man. And this is from somebody that I felt like when the documentary dropped, Game sounded like he just started rapping. And I didn't
He
mean that
did.
in the best. He did. I know, but you could hear it. But the great thing about Game's career, you could tell how much he puts into his craft because he's constantly improving and sounding better and better all the way up into 2024. It's very impressive.
Mike, I'm going to echo your sentiments. I think at this point in the game, pun intended, he's the most underrated rapper who ever lived, Mike.
I think he is. When you look at his catalog, what he's able to do by himself, the battles he's been in, the success he's had, the longevity he's had, and he doesn't get put on any of these lists. Like, I don't think he was on that Billboard list at all. Where Kendrick
No.
Lamar, who's from Compton as well, gets number 2 and he gets left off. I think that alone, with the commercial success he's had, makes him the most underrated rapper of all time.
And with all the hit records, Mike, I agree.
Yeah. And with the
So
catalog he has and the skill set he has, like it's it's unfathomable of how underrated the game really is when we think about it.
Okay, so what are we giving the production, Mike?
The production, off the top of my head, I'm gonna say about an 8.
Right.
What were you
I
thinking?
was gonna say an 8.5, and here's why I'm gonna give him a extra 0.5. Oh, these niggas some gangbangers, and Hit gave him some gangbanging ass tracks to rap to.
I
Like,
love
part of
it.
the producer's job is to give people what they need. And I do think, because here's also the thing too. Don't you think the beats on here are better than the beats on the 21 album?
I do. I do.
So they don't deserve the same rating. That's where
They
we got to
don't.
get tougher. The production on 21's album was tough.
Yeah, it
But if
was.
that's an 8, this is an 8.5. Because the
I'm okay
production
with
is
that.
there on this album. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for
People are saying
the same
production's a
thing,
9.
huh?
I said people in the chat are saying the production's a 9. So I guess we're on the right track here.
Yeah, I'm cool with the 9, Mike. The production is there on here. And
Big
I'm
Hit
not
is a
saying
dope
that because
hook writer.
huh?
I said Big Hit is a dope hook writer. I agree with that.
But let's also like be tough and leave room. And I'm gonna say 8.5.
I'm cool with that.
How are the lyrics, Mike?
I think the lyrics are straightforward. They're dope. I wouldn't say what Game is exhibiting is impressive, but we
I
got to
would say
set a
it's
standard here. I'm
I
going,
would say it's a 7 point.
yeah,
I would say 7.5,
that's where I was
just
going.
because I feel like Game's rapping at about a 8.5 to a 9. But Big Hit isn't the best rapper in the world. Super charismatic and personable, but bar wise, I would put him more at a 6 to 6.5. And
So to
but
balance
in
it
the
out,
middle of all that, you cool with 7.5?
I'm cool with the 7.5. I would put Big Hit as, you know what I'm saying, like he has his own style and his own flow from his own era, and I think that's kind of like the mystique of it all too. And it's very original. It's entertaining and original in a like an old dirty or like a Roscoe P. Chain type of way for me, or
Oh,
Capadonna type
Roscoe
of way
P.
for me. Yeah.
Okay, content.
Well, I think maybe that's
Gang,
a
gang.
7. Maybe that's a 7.
I'm cool with the 7. Flow and delivery.
We got to balance this out again. I might go 8 with that.
I'm cool with the 8. Game sound phenomenal on here, Mike.
He does.
Impact.
Hmm.
I'll tell you what, Mike. The impact is actually higher than you think because they're doing whole Los Angeles Times write-ups about
I
this.
saw that. That's what
They're
I
tell-
was thinking about. I think it's a great story. That's a great article, by
I
the way.
give it. What are you thinking?
I'll say the impact because even with the viral moment that Big Hits had with the I bang on this and bang on that, I would say that the impact I might go right around 7.5 ish.
I was thinking 7, so we can do 7.5, 7 or 7.5. I'll tell
You
you
know what?
7. I
Let's
think
let's
it's a
give
7.
ourselves some room and say 7.
Yep.
Because again, we got to be harsh at the beginning of the year. Brandon with the super chat says the game is Isaiah Thomas, Bad Boy Pistons, both underrated and underappreciated.
I like that.
I like that too.
Yep. I mean, I still think Isaiah is the second greatest point guard of all time, but that's
Hey, you're
just
not
me.
too off. Michael Jordan said the same thing, and he hates the guy's guts.
Mike's honest, if nothing else. Sequencing.
Sequencing, I'm gonna give that. Jeez, I'm gonna give that a 9.
The album plays wonderfully, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Hooks.
Hook's about an 8.
I agree. Song structure.
Out of
Now I'm
song,
going to tell you what. Yes,
yeah, the song
that's what I was
structure,
about to
and
say.
that's about an 8.5.
I can agree with that too. You want to just go ahead and rate these two right quick and see the grade they got, or did you want to do Cudi too?
I want to talk a little bit about the Cudi before we leave.
That's cool. I got a little time to burn. We can talk about the Cudi.
I listen. The
I'm gonna
production
do
of the
these grades.
Insano is
Look, I'm gonna do these grades while you talk your shit right quick though. But I'm
okay.
listening. I hear you. I have a couple
No,
thoughts too.
go for it. Insano, I thought was from a production standpoint. I thought that shit was out of here. And you know how I feel about whenever Travis Scott releases a project. It initially put me in the mind of what some new Travis Scott shit should sound like. My only problem with Insano, and I love the record with Pharrell and Travis. Speaking of Travis, that shit was dope. I think that it's too long. I think they set a tone with DJ Drama there and kind of was like, you know what I'm saying, the Tyler album was. They set a tone, a Gangsta Grill type of tone. But I feel like that tone kind of veered off as the album went on. It's like, okay, well, where's Drama? You know what I mean? Like, it sounded like two
Yes.
different albums, honestly. And maybe this thing could have been broken into two, and those two albums could have existed wonderfully, you know, with each other. My only issue here is the fact that, yeah, 21 songs I think was too much for this. And it was probably too much for the format of what they were trying to accomplish with giving it a Gangsta Grill type of feel like they did with Tyler, the Creator's album. Now, granted, Tyler's album was long as well. I think Tyler's album, if we're going to compare the two, I think was better than this one. But the high moments on Cudi's Insano are very high. And yeah, if I have any real gripe with this album, I think 21 songs might have just been too much for it. I would have liked to have heard maybe 15 of those 21 and make the album even stronger. But all that being said, I think Cudi did a great job releasing something in the, I would say, in the rap sphere. And I didn't expect to see DJ Drama appear on this album in this way. And that production, man, that production sounded very futuristic. And I liked it.
I agree with a lot of your sentiments. I felt the DJ Drama inclusion definitely had some Tyler effect from Call Me If You Get Lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as good as Call Me If You Get Lost. It's not as concise. The structure and the sequencing is not as good. But the shit on here that's good, Mike, is really
It really is.
good.
It really
like
is.
when he hits on here. Here's another thing that I want to talk about too. Kid Cudi has one of the most underrated flows and deliveries ever. Because when his flow is on point, when he's rapping, oh no, this nigga nice.
Yeah.
It's not the most, the bar work isn't like a Black Thought or a Kane or a Rakim. Like, it's not that, but that's not what you're going to Cudi for. But I felt like he did an excellent job of mixing the guy who does all the ad-libs and sing-songy stuff with the guy who actually raps. But when he's in his rap bag, Mike, on this album, he, much like Drake, when he gets into his rap bag, it's like, no, I don't care how much you ad-lib and how much you sing. You're still a better rapper.
This shit sound like the future.
And to be, it's very futuristic in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
It's very progressive. There's still those Cudi mental health issue songs that you get that I like because I feel like that's a comfort space for him. And I feel like that's part of why his generation and his era gravitate towards him is because he makes those honest types of record that discuss his, like, what's the name of the record? I got to pull it up right quick.
Oh, we got Brian here with a $20 super chat showing love. He says, love this grading scale. I think it's going to make for a more accurate rating. It's well thought out, not arbitrary like most ratings, requires excellence in all facets. Like you said, the great albums will really shine even more. Definitely. And yeah,
Tortured,
great
Mike.
idea, Coop. What's that?
No. I'm always thinking about ways we can tighten up.
Yeah, get better. That's what it's
Tortured,
about.
Mike.
Tortured.
Like the guy that's on Tortured, I'm like, no, that's Cudi. But I'm also with you, Mike. A little bit too long. Another Young Thug verse that I didn't really care for. Like,
they got to stop this Young Thug stuff, man.
Stop putting out Young Thug verses while he's locked up, please. Because you're not doing his musical legacy favors by putting these records out. You're not.
I don't like it. Yeah.
But the production is great, Mike. Cudi's on point a lot. The early part of the album, Mike, is pretty stellar.
Oh yeah, the early part is very. That's why I'm saying it's like two separate albums, and I see what they were doing, but I think Cudi didn't want to, no pun intended. He didn't want to cut any of this stuff.
I
Um,
feel you, but he could have. But he
he
could have
should
cut
have.
about 4 or 5.
Oh yeah. If we're left with 15 of these records, this is a tough album of the year to beat. I got to give him
So
credit. He put together the sounds. Like I said, this sounded Travis Scott level when we're talking. And I know Travis
yeah,
Scott comes from the school of Cudi, but I'm talking like Astro World, Grandioso, Rodeo type level stuff if we get this thing simmered down right.
well, I told you, Mike, this album is good enough that I literally asked you this past weekend, is this his best album?
I like it a lot. And I would imagine that Cudi core fans may not love it as much as we do, but I think this is an album that he made for the people who might not be his core following. I mean,
Right.
i.e. DJ Drama being on it. I mean, I don't think that Cudi's core following is checking for DJ Drama to narrate an album,
But that's part of what made it so fascinating. And much
Right.
like with the Tyler part, much like Tyler would Call Me If You Get Lost, it worked when he actually utilized it. I just don't think he was consistent with it
Right.
because it was making sense.
I agree.
So what would you give the production on this album?
Jeez. I'm giving it a strong 9.
Me too.
And the only reason why it's not a 10 is because it wasn't like that from beginning to end.
Yeah, the last few songs production wise, like Porsche Topless or something like that, and a couple of those other records on the end, they were cool, but the production wasn't as strong as it was on the front half. I'm with you on the 9 on production. Lyrics.
Wouldn't say they're quotables and stuff like that on here. So with the lyrics, I can go 6.5 ish or
Same
something.
here.
Yeah.
I was thinking 6.
Yeah.
But
I'm
then
with that.
also keep in mind, we just gave 21 6.5. So I'm cool with the 6.5 because I feel like
That's
they
what
were
I was
both
thinking
in
about
there.
too. Yeah.
Or we need to take 21 down to 6 and put Cudi at 6.5.
All 6.5s aren't created equal, so
I'm cool with the 6.5.
I could see them being the same. Yeah.
Okay. Content.
Well, Cudi does talk about a lot, and he did talk about a lot on here. I could see content being around a 7.5 or 8.
I'm cool with the 7.5, not with the 8.
Okay.
Flow and delivery. That shit's a 9.
Well, that's where he
Maybe a 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we giving him a 10? Because also, too, it's like,
Let's go
I say 9.
9.5 or 9. I don't
9 or
know if we got a
9.5.
10 yet. Let's say 9. Let's say 9.
I don't think
I want to give room for people to go all the way out with the flow and delivery.
I'm taking all this down because should things change, I just want us to have the ability to go back and edit and
Correct.
hand out proper grades at the end of the year. Treat it like niggas getting extra credit or something. Be like, no, get that nigga another 2 points.
Right.
On the curve.
We should go back and do this for Killer Mike's album. Impact. Impact.
I don't think his impact is as big as it used to be.
I don't either. And I don't think for this album to be as dope as it is, people are talking about it as much as they should. Now, I know we're in the first week, but that's usually when you get the most talk. So Impact, I can go 7 with it being Cudi.
I was thinking 6 because nobody's really talking about it outside of hip hop circles.
Okay. Let's go 6.5.
Like 6.5?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Sequencing.
Yeah, I think that's about an 8.
I was thinking 7.5.
Yeah.
But only because of how the sequencing goes when they take drama out and then just start running the songs down. I felt like the Wayne feature is too far back, and I don't love those last 3 or 4 songs. They're just cool.
You're right. Yeah, I got to take off for how how the last part of the album goes. It starts off very strong.
Yeah, the start off is like a 9.5.
Yeah.
Hooks.
Huh. Well, he shines there too.
Yeah. I'm thinking 8,
8.
8.5.
8 is where I was going.
8. Song structure.
Well, I think that could be an 8 as well.
I'm cool with that. Let me tally up right quick.
This
I'll tell you
album's
the
getting
grades.
really good ratings.
Huh?
That album got
It's a
really good
really good.
ratings.
It's a really good album, Mike.
Yeah.
It is. Like you said, if he would have actually trimmed some of the fat and kept drama involved, I think we would have our first real be like, this is going to be our album of the year standard to start off the first quarter of the year.
I mean, when I heard Tyler's album, Call Me If You Get Lost, I called you and was like, I think we got an album of the year here.
And I agreed with that.
Yeah. So the energy means something. We're gonna get these ratings and we're gonna get up out of here. I can't believe it's like 9:30 already, man. We've been on tonight.
Okay. So surprisingly enough, the Big Game and Hit album rated the highest.
Really?
You want to? Yep. You
What's
want to hear the
score?
grades, Mike?
Sure.
The 21 got a 66%.
Okay.
The Cudi got a 77%.
Okay.
The Game and Big Hit got a 79%.
Oh, okay. So it was close.
So, and I'm cool
What's
with
the
that.
highest score? Just so the people know.
The highest score you can get?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's 8 categories out of 10, so 80. So Savage got 53 out of 8.
Hold on. They got a 79? No,
79%, Mike. I'm going by percentage.
Oh, you go percentage. Okay, I got you.
Like Savage got 53 out of 80. That's 66%.
Oh, okay. I
Cudi
thought you were
62.
scoring it. Okay, I got you. All right.
Oh no.
So it's out of 100% then. Okay, gotcha.
No, out of 80 because it's 8 categories by 10, so it's out of 80. So like Cudi got 62 out of 80. That's 77. Hitting Big Game and Big Hit and Game got 63.5 out of 80. That's 79%. We giving niggas grades this year.
Gotcha. So the percentage is out of 80. I'm sorry. Percentage is out of 100. The overall score is out of 80. Gotcha. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, fellas, any thoughts on considering allowing lyrics weighing in more since the rap music matters? Since that matters in rap music the most. For example, making lyrics count for 15 points. I think we tried that when we were doing our lyricist scale, where we were trying to make certain things count more than others. I think everything's equally important. Michael Williams.
Like, notice I'm leaving stuff like voice off of here because voice is more unfair to some than others. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That has nothing to do with. I mean, it has a lot to do with the album, but you can't change that album to album or anything. Michael Williams in the super chat says Pitchfork rated the Cudi album of 4.6 LOL out of 10, I guess. All right. Well,
it's Pitchfork.
What
They're doing Pitchfork thing.
Pitchfork doing Pitchfork things. Well, Shay Noir's dropping Friday. Benny the Butcher's dropping Friday. Looking forward to the new music. This was a great show, man. I think we wrapped up the week pretty well. And we're going to talk about Benny's album Monday. And I think we're going to talk something else I was missing. Oh, yeah, the Nas records, the 89 songs. Do we have that? I don't want to put that out there if it's not solidified. But
yeah, actually, matter of fact, Adriel hit me. I need to talk to Sean, but we should be able to put it together. But if so, we'll do I'll let you know by Friday.
For sure. All right, everybody hit like and subscribe. Y'all already know we get to 25,000 subscribers. We will drop that Mike D and Coop EP. I'm going to say LP.
Yes.
EP.
The song
Bar.
Look, Mike, the song Bar Work coming soon.
The song Bar Work coming soon. I'm looking forward to it. Got to start writing my shit. Like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all rocking with us.